Attraction isn't just about looks or charm, it's about connection. In today's digital age, knowing how to make her want you through text can make all the difference. Crafting the perfect message requires both finesse and understanding of what truly sparks interest. The key lies in making her feel valued, intrigued, and curious about you. Whether you're just getting to know her or looking to deepen a connection, these strategies will show you exactly how to make her want you through text and leave her wanting more. Number 1. The mystery story is still a hot topic. When it comes to engaging a woman in conversation, the art of mystery can be your strongest ally. Imagine you're slowly unveiling a story, each message adding just a touch of intrigue, never giving away the full picture all at once. Women enjoy a challenge, and if you reveal everything up front, you risk losing that excitement. Think of yourself not as a book to be read in one sitting, but as a novel whose chapters slowly unfold, keeping her eager for the next one. You want her to feel like she's peeling back layers of your personality bit by bit, with each text being a teaser. It's like a TV series leaving a cliffhanger at the end of every episode. What happens next? Why did he say that? This mental engagement lingers long after your message is sent, and it keeps you in her thoughts. The key is to balance what you reveal. Don't overwhelm her with everything at once. An example might be a message like, "I've been thinking about what you said last week, and I have some thoughts on it." That line creates intrigue. What exactly were you thinking about? Why has it been on your mind? She'll want to know more, and that's where you create the tension, by holding back just enough to leave her wanting more. In psychology, this technique is called the Zeigarnik effect. It's the human tendency to remember incomplete tasks more than finished ones. By leaving conversations open-ended, you're creating a cognitive pull. She's left wanting to resolve the mystery you've created. It's not manipulation, it's stimulating curiosity and keeping the conversation alive. Now, some may ask, but doesn't being open create connection? Sure, openness is essential, but timing is everything. Connection thrives on emotional depth, but that doesn't mean you should lay all your cards on the table immediately. As the Stoics say, patience is a virtue. In this context, it means giving her space to wonder, to imagine, and to invest in figuring you out. So, next time you're texting, instead of saying, "Here's my whole story," try something like, "I've been meaning to tell you about something crazy that happened last month, but I'm not sure you're ready for it yet." You've planted a seed. She'll be hooked, waiting for the moment you decide to reveal it, making the conversation more engaging, playful, and dynamic. Remember, mystery isn't about withholding connection. It's about pacing. Let her chase the story, bit by bit, and watch how the dynamic shifts in your favor. Number 2, keep the conversation fresh. When it comes to keeping conversations light and fun, the real magic lies not in impressing someone with profound talks, but in creating an atmosphere of ease and playfulness. Think about it. Who doesn't love a conversation that feels like a breath of fresh air, something that makes them smile rather than strain? It's not about constantly diving deep into serious topics. Instead, it's about making the moments between meaningful exchanges feel enjoyable and lighthearted. Imagine your messages as little rays of sunshine that break through the monotony of someone's day. A well-placed question like, "What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?" Or, "If I could grant you a superpower, which one would you choose and why?" Suddenly turns an ordinary conversation into something lively and unexpected. And that's where the magic happens. You're creating curiosity, a sense of playful unpredictability, and that's what draws people in. As Mark Twain once said, "Against the assault of laughter, nothing can stand." There's a psychological science behind why humor works so well. Laughter releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter that makes us feel good. When you make someone laugh, you're not just creating a moment of joy, you're building a connection that sticks. It's not about being a stand-up comedian, but about crafting a space where your conversation partner feels at ease, free to laugh, smile, and enjoy themselves. That's what makes the experience memorable. Now take it up a notch by adding something visual to your chats, memes, GIFs, or even a simple emoji. If you know she's into astrology, why not send her a playful meme about her zodiac sign? Drop a line like, "Had to share this with my favorite Sagittarius. Ring any bells?" It shows you're paying attention to the little things and adds a personalized touch. When you connect over shared humor, it feels intimate without being overbearing. However, like all good things, balance is key. While it's important to keep the conversation light and fun, there's also value in knowing when to shift gears. If she shares something more serious, it's your chance to show depth and empathy. Laughter is timeless, imagination has no age, and dreams are forever, said Walt Disney. But he also knew that sometimes you need to listen. Be present when the conversation takes a more meaningful turn. That's the contrast that keeps things interesting. The secret sauce here is adaptability. If she's laughing, you're on the right track. If the conversation takes a more serious turn, follow her lead. That kind of emotional intelligence shows you're attuned to her needs and not just in it for the fun. The ability to switch between lighthearted banter and deeper conversations is what makes interactions dynamic and ultimately fulfilling. So next time you send a message, ask yourself, am I bringing light and joy into her day? Am I offering her something that stands out from the usual noise of texts and notifications? If the answer is yes, you're not just having a conversation, you're creating a moment that lasts. What's your secret to keeping the spark alive in your conversations? Number 3, create an element of surprise. Imagine this. Life without surprises is like reading the same chapter over and over again, predictable, dull, uninspiring. Now, relationships are no different. If she can predict your every move, where's the thrill, the allure? Keeping her guessing isn't about playing games. It's about creating a sense of excitement, much like how you feel when you don't know what's coming next in your favorite show. Think about what keeps you hooked to those shows. It's the twists, the suspense, those unexpected moments that make your heart skip a beat. It's no different in relationships. If she always knows you're going to respond with a dry good or a one-word answer, you're missing the chance to create a spark. The key here? Just like John Steinbeck said, what good is the warmth of summer without the cold of winter to give it sweetness? Change the rhythm. When she asks about your day, skip the standard reply. Instead of fine, throw in something that makes her laugh or think twice. Just finished binge watching Euphoria, and now I feel like I could be a part-time therapist. How about you? That random touch adds a bit of wonder to the conversation. It's like telling a story where she's eager for the next line. If you make every exchange predictable, you'll feel like the same book she's already read. Let's be real, though. Being unpredictable doesn't mean being unreliable. There's a balance. You want her to wonder about the conversation, not your intentions. It's about keeping her on her toes in a fun, thoughtful way. When you usually text her at night, why not switch it up? Send something in the morning. Just walked by that coffee shop you love. Thought about how you almost convinced me to model in that awkward photo shoot. A lighthearted, unexpected touch that reminds her you're thinking of her. Or here's another idea. Sometimes silence says more than words. If you're mid-conversation, take a pause. Let her feel the space. Then hit her with something bold like, "What are you doing next weekend?" Boom, you've shifted the energy and now she's intrigued. Albert Einstein once said, "The most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious," and that's what you're after, the beauty of surprise and curiosity. Try adding a bit of flair with your messages. Instead of texting all the time, why not send a quick voice note or a goofy picture of you doing something unexpected? Maybe you send a photo of your failed attempt at cooking breakfast with a caption like, "This could have been a masterpiece." She didn't expect it, and now you're more than just a text bubble. You've become the one keeping her entertained and engaged, the person she's curious about. Curiosity is the bridge to connection. When she can't predict what's next, she stays interested. Throw in playful comments like, "You're oddly fascinating, you know that?" It's teasing, it's bold, and it shows her you're paying attention. She's left wondering how to respond, and that's exactly what you want. You've created a dynamic where she's emotionally involved in keeping the conversation alive. Science backs this up too. Unpredictability triggers dopamine, the brain's feel-good chemical. By mixing up the energy, you're not just playing around. You're tapping into what naturally keeps people connected. In the words of Maya Angelou, people will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And those unexpected moments, they're unforgettable. So the next time you find yourself in a conversation, think about how you can keep things fresh. Don't stick to the script. Be bold, be surprising, and make sure that when she thinks of you, there's always a question lingering in her mind. What will he say next? Number 4, you have to know how to create principles. Ever wonder why we seem to want things more when they're hard to get? It's the scarcity effect, a psychological trigger that makes us crave what feels out of reach. Now, think about your own life. What are you chasing right now simply because it feels rare? In the world of dating, this principle plays out in fascinating ways. Men often fall into the trap of thinking that by being constantly available, replying instantly, offering endless attention, they're winning her over. But here's the truth. The easier something is to obtain, the less it's valued. Excitement comes from the chase, from mystery, from that moment of wondering what's happening behind the scenes. So why does holding back make such a difference? By being less available, you create intrigue. You plant seeds of curiosity in her mind. Suddenly she's thinking, why hasn't he texted back yet? What's he up to? Is there someone else? And that curiosity, it's a powerful motivator for attraction. It's all about balance. You've got your own life, your goals, your ambitions. That's what makes you magnetic. Women are drawn to men who have their own thing going, not guys who are glued to their phones waiting for the next text to roll in. As Theodore Roosevelt said, do what you can with what you have, where you are. Focus on your own progress, and everything else will fall into place. Don't rush to reply to every message. Wait a little. Build the anticipation. Let her feel that excitement when she finally sees your name light up on her screen again. In the meantime, dive into your own world. Hit the gym, chase your career, follow your passions. When you're thriving, she'll naturally want to be part of that world. This isn't just about playing games. It's about understanding how human nature works. Studies show people value scarce resources more than abundant ones. So if you make your time a little harder to access, you instantly become more desirable. The less available you are, the more she'll want to be around you. It's not about manipulation, but about self-respect. Ask yourself, am I living a life that's so fulfilling that others want to be part of it? Don't focus on her feelings for you. Focus on building a life that feels rich and meaningful. When you live fully with passion and purpose, attraction follows naturally. Number 5, message of assertiveness. Texting is more than just sending words. It's an art form that, when done right, can spark a connection that feels effortless. The key to mastering it? Confidence. But too often, guys play it safe, afraid to step outside the comfort zone. They worry about being too bold or coming off as arrogant. But in reality, it's not about crossing boundaries. It's about showing self-assurance and embracing playfulness. Think about it. Sending a text like, "How's your day?" isn't likely to set off any sparks. But something like, "I bet you couldn't handle a date with me. Too much fun and a little weird," shifts the energy. It's lighthearted, flirty, and it shows you're comfortable in your own skin. As the famous quote from Mark Twain goes, "Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not absence of fear." Confidence doesn't mean being fearless. It means acting in spite of your nerves. One of the greatest tricks in flirting is the balance between teasing and connection. Don't be afraid to push and pull in your conversations. Tease a little, laugh a lot, and don't overthink it. Confidence, when done right, makes you memorable. If you're relaxed, enjoying the conversation, she'll feel it too. Some guys might ask, "What if I come on too strong?" The truth is, flirting isn't about control or forcing a connection. It's like a rhythm you create together. You don't have to dominate the conversation. Instead, you're sparking chemistry by showing you're interested without giving it all away. In other words, let your actions, or in this case your confidence, do the talking. When you confidently lead a conversation, you're showing her you know your worth, and that's attractive. You're not just texting her to fill time. You're making her curious, pulling her in with your boldness and playful nature. Picture this. Would she rather see a text saying, "What's up?" or, "I met a guy tonight who could be your future heartthrob, but I'm wondering, should I introduce you now or give you more time to practice your charisma first? Should I introduce you or will you need more time to get ready?" The second option catches her attention and invites a playful response. It's witty and leaves her intrigued. Now let's tackle that common fear. What if I overdo it? The line between confidence and arrogance can feel thin, but it's all about being mindful of her energy. Pay attention to how she responds. If she takes time to reply, match her pace. If she's quick and engaging, mirror that energy. It's called mirroring, a psychological technique proven to build rapport. So when you subtly match her texting style, you're fostering a deeper connection. Boldness in texting isn't about pushing her or controlling the dynamic. It's about inviting her into an engaging conversation that excites both of you. As Steve Jobs famously said, "Stay hungry, stay foolish, be bold, take risks, but do it with heart and intention." Finally, being decisive and clear about your intentions shows confidence without being overbearing. A text like, "Let's go for coffee this weekend. Sunday sounds great, what do you think?" is a great example of how assertiveness is valued in our culture. It's about being direct, knowing what you want, and inviting her to join you. Confidence isn't rushing. It's knowing your value and offering her the chance to discover it too. The magic of texting comes from creating an environment where both of you feel excited to engage. Authenticity, playfulness, and confidence are the keys to unlocking real chemistry. So stop overthinking and start enjoying the conversation. The more fun you have, the more likely she will too. Number 6. Keep her wanting more. A well-timed, playful message can build anticipation and draw her closer to you emotionally. If you want the conversation to take a flirty turn, try something subtle. Don't go overboard with anything too explicit. Sending unsolicited images is never a good idea, but test the waters with a cheeky comment or a playful tease. Let her reactions guide you. Here are a few lines you could try. "You've been on my mind all day. I can't stop thinking about last night. Looking forward to seeing you tonight." Now think about this. When you're exchanging messages and the conversation is flowing well, you naturally want to keep going, right? But don't overstay your welcome. If you let the conversation drag on too long, it can lose its energy. Here's a tip. When things are heating up, end it on a high note. Say something like, "We need to talk more about this, but I've got to run. Talk soon." What have you just done? You've left her in suspense. Now she's wondering what you'll say next, what other thoughts you might have, and she's eagerly awaiting your next conversation. It's like watching your favorite TV show, and the episode ends just before the big reveal. You can't wait for the next one. Another great move in a flirty conversation is to say something like, "There's something I want to ask you, but it can wait until tomorrow." Now she's hooked. What's the question? Why are you making her wait? You've planted yourself in her thoughts for the night, and she might even be the first to text you the next day, eager to know what you wanted to ask. But here's the key. Don't overdo it. You don't want to leave her waiting so long that it feels like you're playing games or wasting her time. Find the perfect balance, where she's excited about your next conversation, but not frustrated by your absence. Be strategic about it. Remember, texting is about creating an experience. If you can make her laugh, make her curious, and make her want to talk to you more, you've already outdone most of your competition. Think of texting as a way to build a connection, not just to pass the time. Ask her an open-ended question. Show her you're interested in getting to know her more deeply. It demonstrates that you're paying attention and genuinely curious. It also keeps the conversation going if things start to slow down. Try questions like, "What did you love doing as a kid for fun? If you could travel anywhere right now, where would you go and why? What's one of your biggest dreams in life?" It's curiosity that gets her to notice you. That lingering question, that next thing she's waiting for, that's the power of leaving something unsaid. So what will you say next? And when will you say it? That's for her to wait and wonder. Number 7, messages of praise. A subtle compliment can work wonders in sparking a connection. It's not just about making her feel good, but showing her that you notice the little things that make her special. Compliments that are sincere and specific often create a deeper bond. People, especially women, appreciate being recognized for qualities that set them apart. When you pinpoint what you like about her, it shows genuine interest. For instance, you could say, "You have such a unique sense of humor. You always know how to make me laugh." This kind of compliment taps into a personal connection, creating warmth and sparking continued conversation. Or, if you notice something physical, you might say, "Your smile is so contagious. It made my day brighter when I saw you yesterday." Compliments like this not only make her feel good, but also build a positive association with you in her mind. If you want to be a bit more flirtatious, you could say something like, "You've been on my mind all day and I can't wait to see you again." It's subtle, but sends a clear signal of attraction without coming off too strong. Compliments that are thoughtful and balanced between sincerity and flirtation tend to evoke curiosity and excitement, leaving her wanting more. People crave validation in areas that reflect their inner self, making them feel truly seen and valued. A compliment like, "I love how optimistic you are. Your energy is so refreshing," taps into this psychological need for recognition beyond the surface. Think about leading the conversation towards something positive, like shared experiences or plans for the future. You could send her a message like, "I just got back from an amazing concert. We should definitely check out a live show together sometime." This opens the door for future interactions and keeps the tone fun and lighthearted. Being optimistic and playful in your messages is another way to create attraction. It's much more enjoyable to chat with someone who radiates positivity. Try asking her about her day in a way that invites her to share, while also sprinkling in some light humor or personal anecdotes. "I had the most relaxing Saturday. Coffee, breakfast with friends, and a great movie. How was your weekend?" This gives her the chance to share her experiences, while also highlighting that you're enjoying life, which is always attractive. Remember to balance your compliments with genuine curiosity. It's important to make her feel valued without overwhelming her. People love to talk about themselves, and asking open-ended questions keeps the conversation flowing. For example, After complimenting her, you might follow up with, "What's something that's made you smile recently?" This not only keeps the conversation going, but also shows that you care about her thoughts and feelings. When complimenting her, think about what really attracts you and express it thoughtfully and sincerely. In conclusion, mastering the art of attraction through text requires a mix of confidence, patience, and emotional intelligence. By applying the 7 attraction tips, you'll better understand how to make her want you through text, fostering genuine connections that leave a lasting impact. Remember, make her want you through text by balancing charm with respect. If you found these insights valuable, show your support by hitting the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the Stoic Goddess, share your thoughts in the comments, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.